Many businesses unable to operate during the movement control order which started in March. Not only did many people lose their existing jobs, people who wished to start working couldn't because not many companies were hiring.
Economists said keeping inflation in check going forward will be a key concern for policymakers if Malaysia's unemployment rate continues to drop. University Malaya senior lecturer Golden Kai said while low unemployment has its benefits, it must be balanced with growth in productivity and careful management of inflationary pressures.
Hello everyone, my name is Wong Mei Ke, my metric number 306028. And today, we're going to talk about unemployment. Yes. So what exactly is unemployment? Unemployment is a situation where people are not able to find jobs, even though they are looking for work. In other words, it's when people are out of a job and they want one, but they can't find one. It's not just about being between jobs, but it's also about not having a job at all.
5 types of unemployment. The first type of unemployment is frictional unemployment. Frictional unemployment refers to the temporary unemployment experienced by individuals who are in transition between jobs, such as those actively searching for new work, or those who have recently entered or returned to the workforce. Example, a fresh graduate looking for their first job or someone who quit their job to find a better one. The second type is structural unemployment occurs when there's a mismatch between workers' skills and the skills needed for available jobs, often due to technological changes or shifts in the economy. Example, factory workers losing jobs due to automation. Third type of unemployment is cyclical unemployment. Cyclical unemployment is caused by declining demand. When there is not enough demand in an economy for goods and services, businesses cannot offer jobs. According to Keynesian economics, cyclical unemployment is a natural result of the business cycle in times of recession. If all consumers become fearful at once, consumers will attempt to increase their savings at the same time, which means there will be a decrease in spending, and businesses will not be able to employ all employable workers. Example, layoffs in retail during a financial crisis. Fourth type of unemployment is seasonal unemployment occurs when people are unemployed at certain times of the year because their work is seasonal in nature. Example, agricultural workers after harvest season or holiday. Retail workers after the holidays. Last type of unemployment is institutional unemployment caused by long-term or permanent institutional factors like government policies, labor market regulations, or discrimination that limit job opportunities. Example, minimum wage laws set too high, reducing employment opportunities for low-skilled workers.
Data of unemployment in Malaysia. Unemployment is an indicator of the health of a nation's economy, reflecting the structural and cyclical forces of the labor market. In Malaysia, current trends have shown that conditions of employment are gradually improving, with the unemployment rate gradually falling in the past few years. This suggests that the economy is healthy and performing well despite domestic and foreign challenges. As of February 2025, Malaysia had an unemployment level of 3.1%, the same as the previous month. The number of unemployed individuals was approximately 532,800, while the employment level grew by 0.3% to 16.73 million. This is a sign that more job opportunities are being made available, and the workforce is growing steadily. The labor force participation rate also increased, reaching 70.6% in December 2024, including that a higher number of citizens are actively engaged in the labor market. The annual trends also reinforce this favorable direction. In 2024, the unemployment rate was down to 3.3% from 3.4% in 2023 and 3.86% in 2022. These declining directions point towards sustained economic progress and improved labor market policy. State level suggests that states like Selangor, WP Kuala Lumpur, and Pulau Pinang hold on to higher participation rates, reflecting more robust local economies and enhanced job prospects. However, there still are problems. Though male unemployment was estimated at some 316,000 in the fourth quarter of 2024, no corresponding information was presented in terms of female unemployment. Moreover, this can also refer to a possible imbalance in openness or participation in the labor market, and therefore should be examined further. Gender-based intervention would consolidate the assurance of an equal opportunity and induce inclusive growth. Overall, Malaysia's labor market is improving with falling and rising labor market participation. Additional investment in job schemes, training and skills, and job creation at the regional level will be required to maintain the trend. With the right policies and cooperation with the public sector, Malaysia can meet objectives towards not only lower unemployment, but also a higher and future-proofed labor market.
Hello everyone, I am Lam Kar Yan, and matric number is 306151. Today, I'm going to share with you the formulas on how to calculate the unemployment rate and labor force participation rate. So let's get started. A. Unemployment rate. The unemployment rate is the percentage of people in the labor force who are unemployed. So the formula for calculating the unemployment rate is unemployment rate equals to number of unemployed divide by labor force times 100. The unemployment rate is affected by changes in the number of unemployed people. This can result from cyclical factors, such as the number of people who become unemployed because of an economic downturn, or more structural factors in the economy. The unemployment rate is also affected by changes in the size of the labor force. B. Labor force participation rate. Labor force participation rate is the percentage of adults in an economy who are either employed or who are unemployed and looking for a job. So the labor force participation rate is calculated by dividing the number of people in the labor force by the total working age population. In other words, it's the percentage of the working age population that is either employed or actively seeking employment. Labor force participation rate is the ratio between the total labor force divided by the total working age population. The working age population refers to people aged 15 to 64. I hope this video is helpful to you guys. Thank you.
Stop wondering about Malaysia's job market. Let's break it down instead. First up, the unemployment rate. It's at 3.1%. That means out of the entire labor force, only 3.1% are looking for jobs. In numbers, that's about 532,800 people. Now, what's the labor force? It's everyone aged 15 to 64 either working or job hunting. Malaysia's labor force is roughly 17.19 million strong, with 16.73 million employed. Next, the labor force participation rate. At 70.6%, it shows how many working-age folks are in the labor market. That's a solid chunk indicating economic confidence. Finally, let's talk working-age population. Around 24.34 million Malaysians fall in this bracket. About 70.6% are active in the labor force, while the rest might be students or homemakers. Got all that? Malaysia's job market is buzzing with activity. Stay tuned for more insights. See you next time.
Action to control unemployment. Fiscal policy stabilizes unemployment through government spending and taxation. Increased public sector investments in infrastructure create jobs. This supports construction workers, engineers, and technicians. Higher labor demand decreases the unemployment rate. Additional development projects promote economic growth and alleviate workforce unemployment. Next, the monetary policy executed by the central bank is another important factor in regulating unemployment. The government can encourage economic activity by reducing interest rates. Low interest rates encourage people and firms to borrow money and invest in businesses or buy people. As an example, businesses that wish to grow their businesses will have to hire new staff, thus increasing job availability. This shows that the unemployment rate can be lowered with monetary policy. Lastly, foreign investment can contribute to lowering unemployment. The government should be reducing taxes to entice foreign investors to open companies and factories and create jobs in the country. As these companies grow, they will employ more workers, bolstering jobs and slashing unemployment. Foreign investment creates jobs, creates national income, grows the economy, and reduces unemployment in the end.
Unemployment is when people want to work but can't find one, even if they're actively looking. Unemployment can be caused by a variety of reasons, such as a slowing economy, companies laying off employees, people changing careers, or certain jobs disappearing due to new technology or industry changes. Unemployment is more than just losing a paycheck. It can also lead to emotional stress, reduced confidence, and bigger social problems, such as increased poverty and reduced economic spending. When many people are unemployed, it affects more than just the individual. It can hinder the progress of the entire country. That's why it's important for governments to pay close attention to the causes of unemployment. Whether it's due to a temporary change or a long-term problem, smart planning and support, such as job training programs, financial support, or education, can help people get back to work and keep the economy healthy.